Hello everyone, I am Bhumika. I am presently working as a legal intern under Lexis and Company, a law firm. I am from Reva University, Bangalore, pursuing BA LLB Honours second year. So let us start off today's topic. Today's topic for the discussion is what all are the legal rights that are available for the married women in India under Hindu law. So specifically we will be speaking under the Hindu laws, which will be applied to the Hindus who marriage under the Hindu Marriage Act and such, so who belong to Hindu religion. So we will be discussing what are the various legal rights that are there for women in detail under Hindu laws. Many Hindu laws will come here. So let us begin today's topic. So these legal rights that every Indian woman should be knowing if she belongs to Hindu family and has got married under the Hindus rituals and traditions. Okay, so firstly we all know that marriage, which forms two families coming together, and it is a symbol of tradition and also symbol of love, cooperation between two families in our society. So that makes the basis of our society and makes a whole part of society by different families coming together and involving into each other, and which expands the social connection in our society, right? So now this marriage almost all the time comes in correctly, sings correctly, and also successfully success rate is high in this marriage. But sometimes what happens, due to some understanding and some conflicts between the families or between husband and wife, what happens is that the marital relationship will come to an end, and there will be so much of misunderstanding between the families as such, and the wife or the woman who is married to that house will face many such problems. So that woman should be knowing what all are her legal rights under Indian law if she is a Hindu married woman. So now let us begin our topic. So the first and foremost right of an married woman in Hindu laws is that she is having the right to live in her matrimonial house. Matrimonial house is that as we all know that we follow patriarchal society, so the married Hindu woman always goes to her husband's house, right? So there, that is called as matrimonial house. So she is having all the legal rights to live there. So when she is married, she can go and live there. Okay, so there is no consent from anyone's. Okay, then after that, even if her husband dies, she is having legal right to stay there. If her in-law says you cannot stay here, if her mother-in-law says you cannot stay here, that and all does not apply. Okay, she is having a legal right to stay in her matrimonial house when still whatever extent or whatever period of time she needs. And then next is that also when when they are in the process of divorce, if the husband is alive and some misunderstanding is there and they want to separate each other, legally separating each other by taking divorce or giving divorce, so that time also when the divorce proceedings are going on, that time also she is having the right to live in the matrimonial house. And after divorce also, still she finds a proper settlement place, shelter, till that time also she is having the right to live in her matrimonial house. Okay, so till any period of period extending to any period, she is having that right to live in her matrimonial house. So this is her first right, that is to live in her matrimonial house. Now when we move on to her second right, or which is the most important right that most women will not be knowing, that they can legally divorce her husband if there is any misunderstanding between them. So now in the situation wherein she is facing cruelty, or she is facing physical abuse or violence or domestic violence on her, or even mental violence as well on her. So and in this situation where the cruelty is done to her by her husband or by in-laws or any relatives from the husband side, she is having legal right to apply divorce. Okay, legally. So she is having this right to divorce her husband, and this is found under the section 13 of the Hindu Marriage Act. So she can legally file divorce without the consent of her husband and without the consent of anyone also. She can file divorce under this section, and also she can claim for maintenance by her husband under 125, section 125 of Indian Penal Code. She will be getting maintenance as well as soon as she is divorced. And also court will look into the financial status of her husband, and then 25% of his financial status will be given to the wife as a maintenance. So this is the second right, that is right to divorce. Okay, so now let us move on to the third right which is available to the women who are married. So the third right is that right to Stridan. So when she is married, basically her family side will give like a gift type of thing that is called as Stridan. Don't confuse it with dowry. It is not dowry. Dowry is illegal. So it is called as Stridan, which is given to the girl. Whether it can be in her husband name or in her name or in any name, if it is given to her in the form of Stridan, she is having the sole ownership on that. She can claim it anytime she want. Okay, so this is mentioned in section 14 and 27. Section 14 of the Hindu Succession Act and section 27 of the Hindu Marriage Act. These two sections gives a right to be the owner of the Stridan which he have got. And anyone, if they try to deny her this right of Stridan, to claim rights of her on this Stridan, she can file a complaint under section 19A of the Protection of Women Against Violence Act. Okay, so this right is given to her under this section. Now, when we move on to the next right which is having, that is right to property. So, under the 2005 Amendment of Hindu Succession Act, even all the daughters will get equal right as their sons from her father's property, right? So, same like that, she will be having rights, all the rights. She is a legal heir, right? So, she will be having all the rights on the property of her husband. So she cannot be excluded, or if she is excluded from any will made by her husband, then she is excluded, or else the sole authority, she is having all the right to claim as a wife on that husband's property. And also, if husband is illegally married to second wife, the second wife is not having any right on that property whatever the husband is having. The first wife herself will be having the sole authority on all the property which is in the name of her husband. So she is having the right is right to property on. And now when we move on to the next right she is having is that she can claim maintenance and alimony from her husband whom she is going to divorce in the near future. So she is having this right legally, so that under section 125 of Indian Penal Code, she is having this right to claim maintenance from her husband also. And also not only for herself, she can claim maintenance for looking after her child as well. And also it is for the lifetime maintenance. Okay, so 25% of the finance of the husband will be given as maintenance to the wife who is going to divorce him. And also during the divorce proceedings, she can ask for interim maintenance. Okay, and then after the divorce procedure is over, she will get permanent maintenance which is settled by the court, and the amount and all will be settled by the court. So this is the next this is the right that she is having, that is right to maintenance and alimony. Now let us move on to the next right which is having that right to report any dowry or harassment case which is happening on her. Okay, so she is having all the legal right to report that to nearby station or anyone else. Okay, so this is done under the Dowry Prohibition Act. She will be having this right. And also when it comes to harassment, Indian Penal Code under section 304B and 498A it is an offense wherein cruelty is done on the wife from the husband side. So she is having all the right to report a case if it is done against her on the basis of asking dowry from the husband side or any harassment relating to that. Now moving on to the next right, she is having the right to abortion. So she is having this right so till up to 20 weeks of her pregnancy, she can abort itself without the consent of the husband. This is to keep in the mind, without the consent of the husband. So this can be done under the act, that is Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act. She is having all the legal rights to do so. So moving on to the next right, that is she is having the right to report domestic violence case. cases. Okay, so this right is under which is coming under the purview of Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act. So she is having all the right if she is facing any domestic violence in the form of physical or even in the form of emotional, sexual, economical, any ill treatment done in her marital house. She is having all the right to file the case on the husband or any in-laws who are related to the husband. So if this is happening on a domestic violence is happening in any form, she is having all the rights to report a case. So now, after looking into all the rights which are available to the married woman under the Hindu laws, so now, is it the fate of the woman to be the victim of any offense? No, right? So I don't think so. Law is there to save everyone and bring justice. So let us join our hands and create awareness for all the women to know her rights. Okay, so her legal rights, and also if anyone are facing such type of rights in your such type of offenses in any of your surrounding or even in your home, you are having all the rights to inform them about their rights, and they have all the rights, legal rights, to complain and report the cases. So let us join our hands and bring out all the women suffering from these type of violences happening on them, and let us end this discussion here. Thank you so much.